Hello and welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my weekly WIP Chat, and if you are not familiar with what that is a work in progress, and I'll just be chatting a little bit. I'm also going to be drawing using a random comment picker for the winner of week 1 of our Josephine Wall event that Kimba's Craft and I are hosting. And you do not have to be part of that group to listen to the WIP Chat. I am having this as just a generic WIP Chat like I normally do. The only difference is that I will be drawing for the winner towards the end. And then also I will also go over the prizes for the next week. So I'll also post underneath the description the chapters or the time stamp, and that way if you wanted to skip that part and just not listen to the winners, or if you want to go straight to that, you are welcome to as well. Although I'd love to have you for the WIP Chat, I totally get it. Not everybody likes to watch WIP Chat, and so I'm not going to expect you to do that. But I first wanted to show you my progress. I have gotten 5 sections done over the week, and it is looking really good. And I do apologize for the glare. It is very nasty out. I'm having to use overhead lights, which I don't like to do, and I'm also still working on the lighting in my new craft room. I just haven't had a chance to do that, and so that will start to look better. But for WIP Chat, I figured you guys would be okay with that. And I'm sure that you will all understand moving is just crazy. I need to get my lights that I normally use at the other place, but I just haven't done that yet. So I've gotten this part done. This is actually on its side here. It is the sky. So there's a lot of blues and purples, and it was some confetti. It wasn't horrible confetti, but I wasn't really able to multi-place either. I am still working on this square here, so you're going to see a couple of missing or gaps here, and I was trying to finish that up. I wanted to go ahead and start working on my WIP Chat, so I will work on that square and then also this one, and just to get another square in. I have just received my release paper from Crafts with Crashley, and they were working with the publisher of Josephine Wall and created some gorgeous release paper for our event. This one says Josephine Wall DP along, and that one has just a collage of some of Joe's favorite paintings. She actually approved everything that went through, but she wanted something, a little different. And mine from last year's on here, which is the moon here. You can see that one. I love that diamond painting. And then also this one is one that Kimba is doing. If you can see alternate reality there. And I can just pull the one up that I'm going to work on and show you guys what it looks like. There are other ones that she has as well. I think one was Earth Angel, but if you can see that, I had such a fun time working on this one last year. And then this is the one that Kim is doing, alternate reality. That one is definitely on my wish list. My diamond painting is from Diamond Painting Deutschland. It is a double-sided adhesive. I've had this one since 2020, so it has been with me for a long time. I unboxed it. It has been hanging on in a closet for all these years, and so now I'm still hanging it up because you have to baby double-sided adhesive, but I am enjoying it. I am also going to be using my pen that I've gotten from Leopard Leatherworks. They are another sponsor. This matches perfectly, especially the part that I'm doing now, which is all the sky. And then for my diamond painting tray, I am using the J-Wall 2025, and this is from DP Gal Creations, who's also sponsoring. I don't know why I purchased such a large tray, because I can't multi-place on J-Walls, but I love this size. It's also going to work on another large canvas that I'll be working on that does have a lot of multi-placing, and that was the main reason. I also have a cover minder from Crafts with Crashley. I don't need that right now, but it matches the actual release paper, so I thought because of that I had to have it. Putty, I am using Sugar Plum, which I bought for the fall, winter and fall, from Joy's Putty, but she's also a sponsor with us, and I love how this one smells, and so I'm using that one in my multi, and I'm also going to use it in my single placer this time. So let me rearrange. I need to get all of my drills out to all 200 drills. I will rearrange this and I will be right back. Okay, I think that I am ready, and I am working on this sideways, and I'm working on a very dark section on the canvas, but the colors aren't really that dark. I have my drills lined up the way that I know where everything is, or I am learning where everything is, and hopefully this will go smoothly, but we'll see. There is no way that I will finish this large square during the time that we're together. I know I won't, because it's going to take a while, but I can see there's going to be a lot of confetti in here. There is some color blocking, which that's a good thing. So what I normally do is I will look and see what stands out first to me. And that is going to be the apple, which is over here. And that I have underneath food and drinks. So I just have to go to my food and drink section. And that is down at the bottom here, which I have a hamburger. I have 2 different apples on here. And then here is the tray. I really do like how this tray lines up so perfectly. I just think it's funny that I decided to go with such a large tray. I did buy a couple of others from her because I didn't realize that DP Gal Creations, that they were actually selling trays again. I know that the owner took a little bit of time off, and I love her trays. I have 2 of the smaller ones from 2 years ago, and I really wanted to get another tray, and so I went ahead and took advantage. When I bought this one, I thought I might as well go ahead and buy more because of shipping and everything. DP Gal Creations is in Canada, and I'm in the US, so I knew that shipping was going to cost me a little bit. And I thought, if I'm going to get 1 tray, I might as well go ahead and take advantage, get a couple more trays, and then that way that will do me for a while. And this is the first time I have used this pen. I am really liking the pen a lot and liking the shape. I have purchased several from Leopard Leatherworks before, and I did pick out on this pen, I picked out the filament that they had available, and then I had them go ahead and design my pen. I'm making sure I'm doing this also at an angle. I'm not using my light pad. We'll probably need to straighten these up a little bit whenever I am done with this section. I usually do that anyway. I'm only using a 4-placer. I normally prefer an 8. Either a 6 or an 8 is my favorite. And I knew I wouldn't be able to do much multi-placing with this one because of all the confetti. So I thought, I'll just use a 4-placer. 4 is fine. It was one that I had in my stash available. Because when you get the pen, you just get the pen. You don't get... I don't even know if they offer either of the tips. I'm not sure if they do, or if I just opt not to get them, I typically will opt not to get any of the placers, just because a lot of times they're plastic. I don't know about theirs specifically. I have specific ones that I like using, and so I just don't bother with getting any. If they had some metal placers, I might, but I like the real thin ones, and they're not as easy to find on the ones that I really like. So when you know that when you find something you really like, if you're like me, I stick with it. So I just use my placers that I already have. I usually buy those in bulk. Okay, so there's that section. And I'm just going to work all over on this section. It's going to look very similar to what I've already shown you. We will eventually get to the carousel. I don't know if I even told you what I was working on, but it is Magical Merry-Go-Round. And obviously it's by Josephine Wall. Maybe not obviously, it's by Josephine Wall. And because I'm doing the Josephine Wall event, and I try to do a Josephine Wall at least once a year. And it was about time. I was starting to itch to do one, and I thought this is a perfect time. I waited until the event, and I could have started earlier, but thought I want to just wait until the event, get the experience that I love with events, and that way I know how long it's going to take me to do all of these. Doing this sideways is kind of weird, which I do it sideways all the time, but I have it closer to me than what I have now. If I get too close to this, I'm afraid my head is going to hit the arm of my camera, my filming equipment, and that wouldn't be good. I'm trying my best not to shake the table, so I'm using my fingers instead, because it seems like when I do this, it shakes the arm, or shakes the entire table, and it's kind of hard to see. Let me do it that way. All right, so there's that one. And the next one I'm going to do is you circle with the minus, what I call it the minus sign. That I have underneath lines, which is my far left box. And when I put this diamond painting up, whenever I am finished for a diamond painting session or the day or whatever, I will put my diamonds back on a shelf that I have. And then whenever I go to work on this again, I will go ahead and I will put my cases exactly the way that I have them, so I know exactly where all of my drills are. I'm still having to hunt for a few of these, but the longer that I work on this, the easier that it'll get, which is why I like to set my diamonds up this way. I don't know what it is about. It's a way that I am positioned, and now I'm getting my drill sideways. I'm going to have to figure something out. I really need to use my light pad. I can actually see just by the overhead. I prefer not to do it that way, but I'm still trying to get my room in order, and it's hard because I want to just work on diamond painting or making cards, and I come downstairs, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and work on a box. Got to get some of these boxes out of the way. And then I sit down, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just diamond paint for like 30 minutes. Well, no, that doesn't happen. I will end up diamond painting for a very long time, or let's just say much longer than 30 minutes, and then I have to stop and do something else. And so I'm kind of slow on the unboxing, and also trying to find a place for all of my paper crafts that I do. My room is smaller. I did quite a bit of destashing. I may have to get some washi and put on here because my tip is moving around just a little bit. I think that's part of the problem why it's sliding, because the fact that it is a new tip. I think that's all the ones in here. This is going to be one of those sections where I'm constantly having to put diamonds in. And since I have such a large tray, I'm thinking, okay, I can just put more diamonds in. Well, yeah, you can, but it's not going to help me any because I don't have that much of a space here. Let's do this one. This is the symbol of a computer monitor. I have that under communication, technology, and so that goes right here. Maybe I shouldn't put so many in here now. I had a really good week this past week, and I was on spring break. I still had to work technically, unless we want to take our annual leave time. I was still working, but it was relaxed because I didn't have any students that needed any help because they were all on spring break, so they weren't going to be contacting me. I did have a couple that contacted me asking me some questions. They were working on some assignments that were coming due, so I did help them. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some washi. I've got some washi right here, and put just a little bit on this pen because it is, here it is right here. It is actually moving around just a little bit more. And you can use Scotch tape with this. You can use washi. I prefer to use washi because it comes off so much easier. I just put a little bit at the end of the tip here, and then I just poke it into my pen. It makes it tighter. Now you can also, if you wanted to, and I haven't done this before, so I can't exactly tell you if this is, I'm going to do the other one too, if this is a good idea or not. But some people have actually used a hot glue gun, and they have adhered their tip to their pen. I haven't done that because they say that the tip will come out with no problem, but I'm afraid that I'm going to damage my pen. Even though I've heard, you're not going to damage your pen, everything is fine. But, oh, sorry, Abby. Everything is fine to do it that way, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. So if you want to try that and it works for you, but I'm afraid that if I want to take my tip out or whatever the reason, might be, that I don't want to damage my gorgeous pens. And, pens aren't cheap. So that's something that you can try if you want. And it might work great for you. I haven't even seen anybody do it. I've just heard people talking about it, and they said they've done it, and it's not a problem. But that just doesn't sound very appealing to me. All right, so we're back over here working on these. And I didn't do a whole lot. In terms of really getting out of the house and doing anything, but I had a lot going on because of the move. We had just moved, had the movers move us right before, the week before spring break. And so I knew I wanted to get a lot done around the house, and we just had boxes everywhere. We've been in a rental for about 9 months, and we had stuff in a out storage facility that we've been going to and checking on. My husband's had to go and get some things that he needed that he had in storage. And so I knew that we wanted to go ahead and get everything out of storage as soon as we could, because we're paying for 2 storage facilities, and there's no point in paying for them if we don't have to now. But we still are paying for storage. We have not gone and emptied out storage yet, because we had more in that rental than I thought we did. We had things stored in the rental, and I was just surprised how much that we were able to put in there. I didn't realize how much was in there because I put things up, but we got everything out of the rental over the weekend, with the exception of a couple of minor things that we just could not get on the truck at the time. I also asked my husband to leave a couple of small chairs that are not heavy at all. I mean, I can even pick them up. It's not heavy. And so I asked him if we could just leave those there, because we're going to have to go over this coming weekend and clean. And we've got to do some paint touch-ups. The company that owns this rental, it's a subdivision that's all rental. We have found out from being there for a while that they are extremely picky whenever you move out. And so we have to touch up the paint, which I think is ridiculous. And we have just a couple of places where we had some marks on the wall, where we dinged it with furniture or whatever. And so my husband's going to do that over the weekend while I finish doing some cleaning. We actually had to pay $500 in a cleaning fee before move-in, and that was for when we move out. So they say you don't have to clean. It's not going to be $500 because it's not dirty, but I'm going to clean the bathrooms, just do that, and then we are going to sweep, because we have animals, and I know that Molly, which is our collie, she is 6. She was bringing in a lot of pine straw that they had put in the yard over the winter, and then also they had put it over a couple of flower beds, and she was bringing in all this straw. Well, then the cat was playing with the straw, and that was just crazy. So we did go ahead and sweep. That's done. And then we will be done within just a few hours. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to hand over the keys to them over the weekend. And that way we can say that we're done, even though we have the place until the end of the month. We paid for it until the end of the month, but we just want to be done. And we won't get any money back from leaving early. And then we do have to pay for another month, which we knew that going in, that they charge you if you move out early, you have to pay for an extra month. And so we already knew that going into it. We didn't plan on staying for a year anyway. So that is something that we can mark off after the weekend, and then we will be able to spend more time at our new place getting it fixed up. I mean, it's livable, but we still have boxes I need to unbox for the kitchen and our bedroom, and Paige has pretty much unboxed what she needs, but I found a bunch of things that she has not unboxed yet, and now she is once again sick. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to take her to the doctor tomorrow. I'd like to get an appointment in today, but it's highly unlikely. So I am taking her to the doctor, and then once she's better, then she'll be able to work on her room again. I'm looking to see if there's any more of these. There's some down here. This is a big section that I have open, but this is how I normally open it. So I will be taking her to the doctor, seeing what's up with her. I'm hoping that it is just another sinus infection. Last time we thought it was a sinus infection. It acted just like it always does when she has a sinus infection. And come to find out, she was diagnosed with the you-know-what. And this was back in January. And she was really sick then, but I'm just assuming that it is a sinus infection. I shouldn't say just. That's, sinus infection's a lot too, but I'd rather it be a sinus infection than the other. And I know that she would too. So I've got that I've got to take care of. And I am still waiting on the fence company. They're the ones that had to reschedule, and the only time that they could get us in was this upcoming Monday. So I have another week that I have to wait on the fence until they come, and I'm hoping that whenever they give us an estimate, then they can get us in and get the fence installed, because I've waited a month just to get a quote. And my husband said, whatever it is, I'm just probably going to go ahead and take it anyway. He is just insisting on this company because we've used them before, and he knows they do a good job. And, I'm good with that. They were a good price the last time that we used them. But I'm the one that's having to walk the dog, and now Paige is walking her. But there was an issue with that, so now it's pretty much going to be me that's going to have to just walk Molly. And Molly's not happy with the leash. I'm not happy with having to walk her. Paige had an issue where I wasn't home. Paige was walking Molly. Now I need to go to triangles and this one. And Paige noticed when she was outside that the leash had gotten tangled. So Paige went ahead and took her off the leash outside. Well, of course, Molly being Molly, and just so happens there was a dog, a small dog, that was walking in the street. And Molly started running after the dog. Paige started running after Molly, and good thing that Paige can run. Molly is a fast dog, but Paige loves to run. And so the dog took off. Our dog took off after that little dog, wanting to play. And then Paige took off. So Paige got her really quickly over at the next door neighbors. But Paige was telling me, I said, why did you take her off of her leash? And she was telling me, about the leash got tangled. And I said, that doesn't matter. You should never undo her leash while you're outside with her, because, if she is going to take off, she is really miserable not having a yard to run in. I've been taking her over to our rental and letting her use the backyard for a little bit just to run around and get some energy out. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have the fence. And then we also are waiting on a quote from a builder that said that they would do our fence at a good price. There was a builder that was close by in our neighborhood who's actually building on a vacant lot, and we're waiting on that person to give us an estimate on our deck. I don't want anything fancy. I just want to have a covered deck. And so we're waiting on that. And other than that, everything else for the house has already been done. We did get our internet last week. I had to wait on him. And the internet is so fast. It's fiber, which we've never had before. And I am enjoying how quick that our internet is. That has been just super nice, especially with grading and doing videos. It takes a while on YouTube to load the videos, and my videos have been loading really quickly. So I think that we made a really good decision on so far on our internet, and then we didn't go with cable. We just decided to go with YouTube. So all we needed was internet, and now that we have the internet, it's all good. So that's done. I have gotten the majority of my kitchen finished because I had to have my kitchen. I cook every night. Like, I need everything out. And my husband and I had a really nice time on Friday and Saturday night and some of Sunday. It was nasty and rainy and cold here, and we really didn't want to watch TV. We're not really TV people anyway. Didn't really want to watch TV. And so my husband asked me if I wanted to go downstairs, which is where our bonus room is, which is where my craft room is. And so he wanted to work some in the garage, and the garage is right off of my room. And so I said, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go ahead and just do that. So after dinner, we came downstairs, and he went in the garage, was trying to do some rearranging so he'd have some space. And we got the garage cleaned out on Friday just to fill it up again on Saturday when we moved everything over that was remaining at the rental. But at least we have room for it. We have an oversized garage, and he decided that he's going to make the garage part of it into a man cave. Wanted to know if I really needed to park my car in the garage. I told him I didn't, because I don't really care if it's in the garage or not. And so he's going to do that. And he was down there. He had his radio that he brought home from work, and he turned on the radio. And then we ended up using my phone, and we had Pandora going. And so we had music going, so we both could hear it, and we were talking back and forth. And it was just a lot of fun because he was down here. After about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I was done with unboxings. I've been unboxing quite a bit during the day as well. And then I was also going up and down the stairs over at the rental with bringing the rest of the things down to put on the truck. And I was tired. So I said, I'm just going to sit here and diamond paint. So I was able to diamond paint in my room while he was in his, and I really liked that. So I hope that continues with him puttering around in the garage and deciding how he wants to set everything up. He wants it to be kind of where he does a lot of his activities and things that he likes to do. Different hobbies, and he likes woodworking and different things. So that was really nice. I really did enjoy that. Instead of me just trying to diamond paint on a small lap tray sitting in the living room. So I got another square done of this painting, and I did finish my Dragon Seasons. It is done. So that was another challenge that my husband and I had. We had it end of last year. I need to look at the exact date whenever I film that particular segment. But we had a bet going, a challenge, that I would not get that one finished before the end of May. And I think I bought it or started on it in like August or September. So it really has not taken me very long to do. And it was so much fun. I do have a full review coming on that one. I'm also going to be taking the drills, the extra drills that I have, and putting those in my storage. And I will show you that painting. I will have it spread out in my haul. And I will have to do B-roll because it is 295 centimeters, which is 7.5 feet, close to 8 feet. And it was so much fun. I kind of didn't want to finish it because it was so much fun to do, to see the different seasons come together. I am so glad that I bought that one. I don't know if that one is still in stock on Enabler's Outpost website. I have not looked, but if it's not, I am sure they will be bringing it back because it has been really popular as far as I can tell. And that one was 100 colors. So I at least have a finish for April. I did count each one of those sections, each season, as one diamond painting. And because of that, I had already had 3 for last year. I went ahead and counted fall last year, and because I had already started, I thought that I was close to finishing fall, but I still had quite a bit to do on that one. So I'm not counting that one this year because I counted it last year, but that's what took me a while. Fall was very confetti heavy, or I thought that it was. It just took longer for some reason. It seems like the section was larger, but I don't think it was. But I just think that it was the confetti. But fall turned out really pretty, and I finished winter. Winter went by really fast. That would be the diamond painting and not our winter. But I am looking forward to doing another canvas I'm looking forward to doing another canvas by Emma. I love her draglings, and I don't know when I'll be able to do another one. I do have one in my stash, and then I have a couple of Enabler's Outpost left in my stash that I have not done yet. They are the older ones, so I'm looking forward to purchasing one of their newer versions, their upgraded versions. And I am not buying any diamond paintings right now, but they are definitely at the top of my wish list. And I'll put their information underneath the description so you will be able to see that. So I finished one, which means I can add one that I'm going to be working on. And I know that I do some crazy things, and I know you guys have already noticed that if you've been around for a while. Even if you hadn't been around for a while, you probably notice I do things a little differently than what a lot of other people do. I guess that's what makes me me. But anyway, I am one of those that I like to have more than one WIP going, because if I'm not in the mood to work on a particular WIP or a particular color, or if I just want to do color blocking, or if I'm sick of color blocking and I just want to do a lot of confetti, then I have those options. Or for instance, I want to do round instead of square, then I have that option also. But normally when I have more than one diamond painting going on, I don't have more than one large. Like this one is 100 by 75, and I wouldn't have another large one going. But I guess the times are changing because I want to work on the beast. I am so excited. I did go ahead and kit that one up. I decided to use the Elizabeth Ward containers. If you have not seen my latest video, I will put that underneath the description. I actually have a playlist for the name of the diamond painting is actually The Higher Self from Diamond Kiss, and it is called The Beast by the actual owner of the company, who also was the artist. It is AI, so I know that some of you may be turned off, but I am not, because I really like this painting. I have not started on it yet, but I want to. And it's going to take me a long time, so I can't just say I'm going to have that one as my large painting and do all smalls, because it may take me 2 to 3 years to do that diamond painting, because it is 16 feet. And I have a lot of large ones in my stash, so I don't want to just do all small ones and then I'm stuck with doing all large ones. So I'm going to be working on that diamond painting and my Josephine wall. I probably will not add another larger one until I finish my Josephine wall. But I thought, you know what? Why not? It's something I want to do. I've been thinking a lot about that lately too, on different aspects of my goals and my life, and how I am looking at things, and I should be looking at things differently than not what is expected necessarily at this point in my life, but what I want to do, or what is fun to me or meaningful to me. And so that is what I am aiming for from now on. If I want to have 10 diamond paintings at one time going, I'm going to. If I don't finish them for a while, it's quite all right. They will eventually get finished. Not everybody has finishes on their channel, and I am doing this for fun and just for relaxation, getting to know more people in the community, and I'm not doing it for money. And even if I were, honestly, you don't get paid a lot from YouTube. The ones that have, really large channels might, but you get paid by the views. And sometimes I get a lot of views and sometimes I don't. It's just the way it is. But I want to do just different types of diamond paintings, and I want to be able to come downstairs to my happy place and say, okay, today I don't want to focus on J-Wall. I want to focus on this canvas, or I want to work on a couple of small ones, or whatever I want to do is what I'm going to do. So I did go ahead and kit up a couple of diamond paintings that I'll be working on. I need a W now, that I'll be working on soon. But I'm really enjoying this one. And the funny thing is that once I decide on what diamond painting that I want to work on, it's like I start working on that one. I don't want to work on any of the others. And so that's fine. So I'll just work on that one until I decide I want to work on something else. I thought about, I'll do a row on a diamond painting and stop and then go to another one. And I will probably start doing that after the J-Wall event's over, because I do want to get a really good start on my Josephine wall. And I'm also showing you guys weekly, and if I don't work on it, I won't have anything to show, obviously. So we'll see what I do next week. I'm not keeping up with the hours. I have decided, it would be nice to keep up with the hours so I will know how much time that I'm spending on a particular diamond painting, just for fun. But I'm the worst. I thought about that too because that was one of my goals. I mentioned it when I was doing the kitting up last week, and I don't think I'm going to worry about keeping up with hours. If I do, great. If I don't, that's fine, because I do switch up. If I'm working on diamond painting in the morning, on a weekend, I might decide, okay, I don't want to work on that one now. I want to work on another diamond painting. And then I can keep up with the hours, no problem, but then I have to switch paintings and say, okay, I've worked on this painting for 2 hours, I worked on this painting for 3 hours, I came back to this painting. So I'm not really sure if the keeping up with the time is going to work out for me. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, it's fine too. Today is the 15th of April, and it is when U.S. taxes are due. I've had our taxes ready, but my husband and I file separately just for different reasons. And we may eventually file together. We would probably save money if we filed jointly, but it's just right now, it was always easier when I was working multiple jobs too, just to try to keep up with mine was hard enough. And then I owed and he didn't, and so that wasn't fair. And anyway, we all owed this year, including Madison. Paige is still on mine, so I'm still getting a dependent out of her, which is good. Saved me a little bit. So I had to end up paying for state because Georgia has a state tax. Had to pay for Georgia. I always do. No matter how much extra I have taken out of my check, I always end up paying on Georgia. And it was about the same as last year, so that wasn't too horribly bad. But I did get some back from federal. So what I got back from federal, I was able to use that for my Georgia taxes. And then this year, Maddie owed. I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you owe? And it was because she's not having enough taken out. She made more and she had the same amount taken out. I said, well, whenever you get married, it's going to be better. But I told her, I said, I'll pay for what you owe. It wasn't a lot. So basically, between what Maddie owed, she doesn't have to pay state. They don't have a state tax in South Dakota, but what she owed for federal and what I owed for state and what I had gotten back for federal, I pretty much broken even. But now we are done with taxes for a year, thank goodness. But it is also my birthday today. And it's kind of weird to be an accountant. It always was to be an accountant and then have your birthday on tax day. While I was never a tax accountant, I did help the tax accountants whenever I worked in corporate to do like some work with that they needed, different schedules and different things, and I always had to work on my birthday. So now that I'm an instructor, I thought, okay, this will be good. I can take off on my birthday. Last year, I worked very hard on my birthday. I did a lot of work, had a lot of things going on, and I did not like that at all. Even though I don't really celebrate birthdays that much, but this year is a big one for me. And I'm not upset about it as I thought I would be, because leading up the past 3 years, leading up to this birthday, I was very upset. I thought, I know I'm going to be really upset about this. I am not going to enjoy my birthday. I'm just going to probably be in my bedroom upset all day. And then as it got closer, I thought, you should not be feeling this way at all. You should be thankful and blessed that you are here. I had to give myself a little pep talk that you should be blessed that you are here, and you should be grateful that, you know, God let you wake up to another day. And for the most part, I am healthy and I am still active. I don't think I look my age, although I did a video where I showed my face, or I was going to, when I was working on the beast, and I looked at it and I thought, oh no, 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 you're not going to do that. The way I was looking at the camera and the way I had my face, it just, my neck looked really weird. And so I'm like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I wanted to do more where I was showing my face, because I enjoy watching videos where the creators are showing their face, but I thought, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. I'm older than most creators, and I get that too. And, you know, I have a really nice following here, and so I am blessed with that too. And it doesn't matter. Like, they're not here because they want to see somebody young. And I have mentioned before, you know, I have 2 kids that are in their 20s, and I have a grandbaby on the way, and I am so excited for that. That's like the best birthday present ever, and I just cannot wait to hold that sweet baby. We're going to find out the gender of the baby very, very soon. Madison's going to know, and then she's going to do a gender reveal, and I'm like, you better not make me wait until the gender reveal, because I want to know when you find out. And she'll probably say that she's not going to tell me, but Maddie is just like her mama. We cannot keep a secret to save our life. Paige is better than we are. She used to not be. She would say, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say, you know, what I got for so-and-so for Christmas. And then she'd whisper. I didn't say anything. I just whispered. And I'm like, well, you didn't really whisper. Everybody heard you from across the room. Now everybody knows what they're getting. And so we got to where we would tell Paige something that it wasn't. And then she's like, y'all are fibbing to me. And you said fibbing is bad. And I'm like, okay. So then we got to where we didn't tell her anything. But now she can really keep a secret. She does a really good job at it. But Madison, not so much. So I don't think she will be able to keep the secret. I had to go and check on Molly because she started barking her head off. And then somebody was at my door. And my cousin and my uncle sent me flowers for my birthday because they knew that I would really be missing my dad today. And birthdays were always really special with my dad. And I know for this one, he would have really done something. He would have sent me e-cards, probably the number of e-cards for my birthday. He did that when I turned 50. It was really funny. I got 50 birthday cards. So, and he did 51 in case that he miscounted, just to make sure. But he always did the e-cards. And I really do miss that. I miss that he would have called me first thing in the morning. He would have called me yesterday. He would have called me today. And then he would call me the day after. He would call me for 3 days. And he would pretend, he's like, well, I'm not sure when your birthday is. I'll make sure that I don't miss it. And he did it for 3 days. And he knew exactly. He was an accountant. He knew exactly when my birthday was. And he did that for years and years. He had a very dry sense of humor, and Paige does too. And it's just really funny how much that she takes after him. And maybe she gets it from me too. I don't know. But I thought that was really, really sweet. And they're beautiful flowers. So I've got those put up. I've got to watch the cat because now she is climbing everywhere on everything. I can't put it on the mantle because she's jumped up there. She's knocked a couple of pictures off already. So I put it in my craft room. She's going to knock it off there too. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put these flowers. But they are so pretty. They smell so good. And that was something I was not expecting. My husband paid for half of the beast. And we now have another challenge. So challenge on. I am going to be working on that one shortly. and he thinks it's going to take me years and years, and he doesn't think that I'm going to finish. So I think I will finish in 2.5 years or less. And I'm saying that because if I divided it up and I can do a 50 by 50 centimeter every quarter, then I can get it done in 2.5 to 3 years. He thinks I'm not going to finish it, so he says it's going to take you 5 years or you're not going to finish. So I'm like, okay, challenge is on again, buddy. So I won this last one. We're going to go to a nice restaurant, but when we were going to go anyway. But anyway, it was just fun that I won. And then he also, my computer was starting to act up. I've had my computer for almost 7 years now, and I love Macs, but Macs are pretty pricey. And so I thought, well, I can still use this one for a little bit longer, and I can get a MacBook. It's also a little less. And so my husband's like, no, you're going to get a MacBook Pro. And I'm like, I don't need that. That's a really nice computer. I can have, the step down. And so he wanted me to get the Mac Pro. And so I went ahead and he wanted me to order it. I ordered it, and he is paying for half of my computer. So I have had a fabulous birthday. And then I did go ahead and I bought a diamond painting. I haven't bought diamond painting in a while. And so that should be coming in shortly. And it's one I've been eyeing. I was real excited to get it. It's a Margaret Morales. I love Margaret Morales. And I hadn't bought anything from Diamond Art Club. None of the new kits that comes with the cards. Haven't seen the new trays other than what comes in the mini dazzles. So I have had a really nice birthday, and it is just early Tuesday morning. Nothing else really happened. We're just still trying to get settled with the move. We are really enjoying our house. Our neighbors are super nice. And we're just wanting to get settled in here and make this a home. It's been a while since we've really been able to do that, because the last couple of homes, we were there for a particular reason. And this one, we're here because we wanted to be. And we chose this house, all three of us. So we are really blessed to have found this house and this neighborhood. Not much we need to do to this house. It's things we want to do to make it ours. So I'm going to rearrange, move all of this. I got quite a bit done here. And again, it was all dark colors. It's going to be dark colors for a while on this canvas. But I am going to get this section finished, hopefully today. And then I will just have 3 more sections to finally get one row done. But it's going to take a while. I'm going to cover this up. I am going to move everything so that I can get my computer and I can get the wheel picker ready. And then I will also give you a keyword for next week. So I will be right. Okay, you guys, for week 1, which is last week, I am going to be giving away a $10 certificate from Creations Morin, also a $10 gift certificate from Wendy K Designs, and a $15 Euro certificate for Diamond Painting Deutschland. And then from Joy, I will be giving away a 4-pack of putty. And this is all going to one person. So this is an amazing, amazing gift. So if you have not already completed the Google form, make sure you do so, because once I spin the wheel, I will make sure that that person is eligible, which means that they have completed the Google form, the Google Doc, and then also that they have posted a start photo. So for next week, whenever we have our giveaway, you do not have to complete the Google Doc again, but make sure you have completed it. the filter that I'm using, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's already on here. It is Sky. It is also connected to my channel and to that particular video, and we're looking for the word sky. So is everybody ready? Let's see who has won this amazing prize. Okay, you guys, we have a winner. This is Sully, and it's Sully NEHA. So if you will contact me, I have checked, you are eligible. I will also send you an email, and I am really happy for you. Sully says, "Hi Debbie, hi, I love J wall paintings. They are gorgeous. I can't wait to see how the sky turns out. Love the colors." All right, you guys, week 2 is another big one. I am going to be giving away a $10 certificate from Carissa's Crafty Corner, also $25 from Diamond Painting Shop, 15 euros from Diamond Painting Deutschland, and Crafts with Crashley. I have a $20 gift certificate. And then we also have Black Dahlia Diamond Art. And Black Dahlia Diamond Art is giving away a $10 certificate. Also check with Kim because she has some that are similar to mine and she may have something different. Okay, you guys, for the secret word for next week, if you are participating in the Josephine Wall event, please use in a sentence, let's go with the word cake. Since that is my birthday, we'll just go with cake. And any sentence with the word cake, C-A-K-E, lowercase. Thanks so much for following along with me today. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed, I would love to have you here. Just click on that subscribe button. It is absolutely free. Also, if you like this video, please click on the like button and the notification bell so you are notified of future uploads. And as always, happy diamond painting. Bye.